Hello everybody. Last time we did the inside and the outside cover, okay, and it looks really great. I just love this so much. But we need to create the embellishments. What I have here are a whole bunch of little things that I made, and I've scored them already. I cut them out and scored them. So I'm going to go ahead and just start folding these and setting them aside. And you'll notice that I have some fussy cuts right here. I love them so much. They came out really nice, and I know that you'll love them too. Usually with my sets, I give some extra pieces like this that are too big to go into the folio, right? It's so that you can have a couple extra pieces just in case you want to coordinate another page into what you are doing. So I got some bookmarks and some rectangles and some tags. They don't have a hole or anything. So for me, I have a whole bunch of different types of hole punches. And so I want to leave those blank so that just in case you do, you're not just stuck with a circle. Here's some bookmarks. Here's all the ephemera. And I'm especially proud of this ephemera. I think it's really cool. It's so pretty. We have all of these things to do or to choose from. And you'll notice that I'm not using all of it. So this piece right here is kind of cool because it's like it gets folded here and it's like a gate. I'll see if I can demonstrate that in a different video. Okay, so there's all of our ephemera that we're going to be stuffing pockets with and everything, but let's put the pockets on. So we've got this one, and usually I like to put them this way, like across from each other, but they can be done, all the way like that. And I think that's what I'm going to do this time. I'm using a Yuhu stick. And so I am going to just leave maybe like an 1/8 inch. I don't glue this side because I want everything to be able to just slip right into there. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Like I mentioned last time, you don't have to do this exactly the way I do it. I'm just demonstrating, what the layout or one layout. You can decide to lay it out however you want to. And if you do, I would love to see it. Well, even if you just do it the same way as mine. You can find me on Twitch. If you're in my Patreon, you can post it in Patreon. I do have a Facebook group that I'm phasing out, but if you're in there, you can post it there. And this one goes like this. And then I'm going to add, this is part of the gate door that I created that we're not going to be using, but I can use this little piece right here as a decoration if I want to. I think there's some small flowers that we can embellish with if we want to, or just anything that you would like to do. So we have all our pockets in, and I have a lot of ephemera here that we can do things with. First, let me go ahead and show you some of the different hole punches that I might use. So this is one that I've been liking lately, and it does a hole that is about a 1/2 inch or something. And I'm just going to do a couple of these that way. Another way that you can do this is to go ahead and do 2 holes. And you can measure it, but I'm not gonna. It came out crooked, but that's okay. I don't mind that. And then the other one would be using my Crop-A-Dile. And the cool thing about a Crop-A-Dile is that you can actually also add an eyelet in that matches the colors. And it's pretty easy. All right. And then you can just put your choice of ribbon in. I'll go ahead and maybe I'll choose some of this. I'm really running low on my pretty ribbon. I'll go over here and thread that through the front to the back. And then I can just, you know, do this like this. And I like that ribbon a lot. I might like to do something like add a, I'm going to see which one of these I like best. I mean, I don't have to do this at all. Maybe I won't like it at all, because I think these are pretty just as they are. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave them plain. But right now I'll go ahead and just add a little bit more string to these. I'm going to use this string, I think, for the crooked ones. It doesn't have to be a hang tag. It can just be a tag. So since I'm having trouble with tying these, I'm going to go ahead and trim them a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and put one of these little flowers right on here. And it'll cover that mistake with the crooked holes. And it will also serve as a way I can cover the strings. I can leave them like that. Can put them down like this, but what I do need to do for sure is just to clip these to make sure that it stays on. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute and continue to string these. This one I'll make a little bit easier, and I'll thread it through the back to the front. You can go through the front or the back. It's just whichever one appeals to you most. And if your hole's big enough, you can actually do like more than one strand, but I'm just doing it this way. This is just an orange grosgrain. Grosgrain's one of my favorite kinds of ribbon. It looks nice always. It's not expensive, and it comes in like any color you want, really. Doesn't matter if they're the same size or whatever. So here are my tags, pretty much. I really love them. So now I'm going to put these in various places, or maybe I'll just put them in one place. And that might be right here. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got a bunch of that in there. We can move on to some other things. So I added a bunch of these little rectangles, and you can do whatever you like with them. They're mostly just something that you can use to, you know, mount pictures onto or anything like that. I'm not going to do anything with those just now. I also added these, which they're pretty big. They can always be tucked in right here. These little guys can be tucked in front of them. And then we have a whole bunch of really cute ephemera. And so we're going to stuff the pockets full of that. But first, I think I want to try to figure out where I can use these guys. I think this looks nice right here. And then I'll put my tags back in just to give it a little bit of interest. Some of the other things we can put in here are our bookmarks, but first we're going to embellish them. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one for this. And I don't want to put glue on the whole back side of the flower, but what I would really rather do, oh, I like this one better, is just to put it on the tip of the bookmark itself. So there's that. You can also do something like, if you want to, for a plain bookmark, a little bit of ribbon, and I'm just going to put a glue path right down the center here. This to adhere to. Then I will cut them flush. And I want to now add one of these, or maybe I might want to actually add one of these, you know, something really big. I think that's a little too big though, like this. So I don't want to put glue right on, well, maybe I need to put glue right on here. Having done the bookmarks now, I am just going to start putting all the ephemera in. We can start with this one. I mean, none of these ones are really going to stick out. And I think I'll put the small ones inside of this big pocket and then leave some of the big ones out to put inside of these other two pockets. Let's see, that one over here and this one. Actually, let me put these over here. I think I'll go ahead and just put them all here. Here we have it. If you would like to put in, you know, a signature, you can, but I think this one might be too, yeah, I think this is too wide. I don't know why it is, but all you would need to do is just cut down, or better yet, use it with this. So the way you might do this is, just a quick preview, is to glue this right into here, or sew it, you know, right into here. It is still a little bit wide, but that doesn't look too bad. And then it would go like this. When you are ready to, and when you're ready to glue it onto the page, you can do that. Just don't glue here, just glue it to here, or sew it to the spine here. And then you can glue this top part on. And the way that the rest of this works is you can offset this on a separate page, and then you would put this thing, which is the closure, here. And if you want to, you can put a magnet here, and also under this one right about here, and that would look really cool on a separate page opposite of this folio. And so for a closure, I usually just like to put some lace. It's very simple, easy to take off and put back on, and it looks nice. I'm pretty much all about easy, so whatever I do, I want it to be easy. I want it to be forgiving. So if you want to, I always like to cut those at an angle, and here we go. There's more room for lots more ephemera if you want. You can add like little bundles of string or ribbon in there if you want to. You can, you know, add more paper scraps. Sometimes I draw something, you know, with the same colors, and I'll put it in there. Done a lot of different things. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next week. Bye.